Nigeria's inflation rate has surged to 34.19% in June, up from 33.95% in May. This is according to the National Bureau of Statistics. The alarming trend has sparked widespread concern among citizens who are urging the government to take action to address the food security situation in the country. The rise in inflation has been attributed to a number of factors, including the depreciation of the naira, rising fuel prices, and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. The situation has been exacerbated by the recent removal of fuel subsidies, which has led to a sharp increase in the cost of transportation and other essential goods and services. During a fleeting visit to Abuja, I sat down with Senator Saliu Mustafa, Senate Committee Chairman on Agriculture Production, Services and Rural Development, for an update on measures being implemented to tackle food insecurity across the country.
Inflation is due to certain economic challenges we're facing, which I know the economic team, headed by the Minister of Finance, who is the coordinating minister for the economy, are working around the clock to see that they do the needful, especially in the areas of our earnings. Our petrodollar has not been doing very well, which has affected some of our reliance on other sectors of the economy. But I can assure you, with a view of insight on what I know the team are working around the clock to do, I believe with some of the new policies being introduced, especially bringing CBN on board too now, to see that they stabilize the naira to the dollar. I'm sure before the third quarter or the end of the third quarter, we should be seeing some significant improvement. I'm aware the Ministry of Agric is working with WFO, World Food Organization, and also there's another organization again I know they are working with, so as to make sure, one, the right and the quality nutrition is being served, especially to the school, or those within the school bracket, because the younger ones must have proper nutrition so as to be able to grow. And if you have a generation that
stunted growth,
then it's as good as you have a failed nation. Then there's some other aspect that we don't look at, preservation. I know the ministry has embarked on making sure farmers or farm produce are properly preserved so as to be able to meet up the market demands. It is also a problem and a challenge when people harvest, for instance, watermelon, tomato, and they are not able to preserve it for a week to take it to the next value chain. Then you see sudden inflation in prices. I'm aware there is a program between Federal Ministry of Agric, Rural Development, and even the World Bank, which is called RAMP, Rural Access Road to Market, so that produce can easily get to the urban areas. Because sometimes we suffer a lot of harvest loss. And when you suffer that, then the little that can get to the market will be sold at a premium.
Sounds like an infrastructure, last mile logistics.
So I'm aware of all these programs and efforts by this administration to make sure the farm produce get to the urban area, the access road is provided, facilities for preserving some of these stuffs are provided, and then the storage facilities. We had silos that were not put into use for some time. Our food reserve has not been 50%, it has not been in 50% capacity for the past how many years? Is this administration that came in now that is making sure that, look, for whatever it is, you must plan to have a strategic food reserve for days like this, which sometimes it might be climate problem that will make you lose a lot of harvest. You need to fall back immediately. I can assure you that in the last 2-3 weeks, farmers have been receiving fertilizer free of charge. And these are some of the things that will increase the yield. I was on a trip with the Minister of Agriculture about a month and a half ago. The presidency have also, in looking at mechanized farming, placed a direct purchase order for tractors. And I think if this government can provide 20,000 tractors in 5 years, I think it's a major boost to agriculture.
20,000?
20,000.
20,000?
Yes.
Is that enough?
It's not enough, but if over, or in the past 20-30 years, not 1,000 tractors was imported to this country by government.